I modify slime so that I can use it with younger children, specifically 2 and 3-year-olds? That question will be answered, among other things, on today's episode of Live with Ms. Steph. Welcome to Live with Ms. Steph. Today is April 21st, 2025, also known as Earth Day Eve, if you want to call it that. Earth Day is on the 22nd, tomorrow, and also known as Easter Monday for some. Some schools may still be out today. Private schools, DOE schools went back today, and us grown-ups went back to work today, either from the break that we just had with the DOE or from regular work schedule from those of us who have kind of a Monday through Friday schedule, which happens to not be me. But I am in the batch of folks that went back to work. As far as having students, I had my first group of students post-break already. Y'all know I hop right in. So that's one of the reasons why I do take time when I take it, because when I'm in it, I am truly all the way in it. So yeah, today I'm going to talk to you about how to do some modifications that will make the slime, in fact, a tougher, less stretchy product, therefore making it better for your early childhood students. I'm also going to test out, because I'm curious, I don't know about y'all, but I'm curious as far as this hay clay. I did a hay clay video review over on my YouTube channel because yes, VEDA is still happening. Today is day 21 of VEDA 2025, video every day in April. Yeah, so I wanted to know what the slime is like with hay clay inside of it. So all of those things we're going to do during our science activity portion of today. The news, I already kind of gave y'all some of the news, is that we are back in session as far as traveling science teachers. So all of my traveling science teacher sites, unless your site for whatever reason is closed this week, I will be with you. Yes, hi, I'm coming to you. My twos, I'm so excited. I already got to hang out with some of my twos this morning and test the performance of the modified substance that I'll be showing you today. So yes, this has been done with children already, and so I can verify for you that it does perform the way we're going to want it to perform, and I'll talk you through that. As far as the Saturday Science Club schedule, as you know, this coming Saturday, April 26th, is 4th Saturday. On most 4th Saturdays, we do not have Saturday Science Club, and this is one of the similarities of this 4th Saturday coming up. We will not have Saturday Science Club. For my folks who are regulars, you should have already gotten, oh, I just remembered someone I did not send the email to, but I will tag you in that, and tag a couple of people in the notification that I've got coming out as far as the various specificities on the next 4 Saturdays. April 26th, there's no club. May 3rd, there will be club as usual from 12 to 2 at Wadley. May 10th, club as usual from 12 to 2 at Wadley. May 17th, we celebrate the culmination of the 2024-25 Science Saturday Science Club school year with a meetup in Morningside Park. If you know me, you know how I feel about Morningside Park. Morningside Park happens to be my favorite park here in New York City, and I enjoy it greatly. It not only is the park my favorite park, it happens to have one of my favorite play areas to take children to. We will not be using that particular play area because we're expecting that to be super busy, but we will use the play area on 116th and Morningside Avenue, 116th Street and Morningside Avenue, where that intersection takes place. There is one of the newer updated play areas, and that's where we will be on May 17th, 2025. Instead of, not in addition to, not in lieu, but instead of Saturday Science Club, we will be doing a Science in the Park meetup from 11 a.m. Catch that time change. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I am going to backtrack a little bit. I do have an event on May 2nd. My folks who booked me for May 2nd, yes, we are still doing that. Okay? For those of you who, if you know, you know. If you're those people, you okay? And then May 31st, we will be at the annual CS 154, also known as Harriet Tubman School, Harriet Tubman Learning Center. The CS 154 Wellness Fair, annual wellness fair. I am super excited. We will have no less than the classic Ms. Steph Science Club fun table. All right, we will be doing another fun table. That's our news and the dates. If you need the dates, trust me, keep an eye on this Instagram right here, because I will be reminding you frequently of those specific dates. Remember, we're checking off April 19th because it's gone already. I am going to talk a little bit about that in a second. But yes, if you're wondering, how do I keep up to date on what you're doing, Ms. Steph? One, watch the lives. And two, the Instagram is going to be the best. For those of you watching this video on another outlet, Instagram happens to be the best way to find out what's happening and what we're doing on a daily basis, like daily. Okay. We are still doing VEDA. As I mentioned, today is VEDA day 21. There's a video of some sort, either a live video, a clip from one of the videos throughout the week, or like this, a video that's been placed in other places, kind of a compilation of what's going on. Those are going up again daily to keep you up to date. Now, if you're wondering about Summer Science Club, Summer Science Club registration is going to be closing soon. Why? Because we're about to be full. Yes. Okay. So if you have questions about Summer Science Club and you're kind of on the fence about it for whatever reason, one, bring your child on May 3rd. If you bring your child to Saturday Science Club on May 3rd, you'll be able to, one, meet me if you haven't done so already. If we're internet associated and you just are like, well, I don't really know her well enough to give my child to her for the summer, which I respect. I fully respect that. You can go back and see that I'm on record with that, as far as the importance of making sure that you are comfortable with where your child is at and all the different things and the importance of communication. I'm for it. And just to, again, to just be comfortable. I want to validate that for people. Sometimes we put our children, when I say we, just communally. I am a kind of a community auntie type person. And a lot of times, certain populations of people are expected to just put their children wherever they can afford to. Part of access, part of quality, is that you get to choose based on whether or not you feel and that you're seeing and observing that a place is for you. Yes, children pretty much almost always have fun with us. The way I've designed program and just the way that I strategically and intentionally present myself, I've almost had no children who go home from summer camp who say, oh, it was boring. Now, they may fuss for various reasons based on what's going on with them personally and developmentally, just because some kids would rather just stay home instead of go to any camp, right? But our reviews as far as how much children love our camp are quite high. We're at a 99% what is that rate? Satisfaction rate. Okay. And like, that's like real, like for real. I have kids. I run into parents from the camp I directed before I started science club, and they're still giving feedback. And mind you, their kids are like 30. Okay. So this is not this thing of like, yada, yada, making it up, blah, blah, blah. No, for real. These are real. This is real feedback I'm giving back to you. That being said, I get that quality feedback, that level of positive feedback, because I treat this like a genuine choice. You do not have to send your child to us. I respect you and appreciate you for entrusting us with your child over the summer. And so there's certain things that we do to cultivate a healthy community, a group of folks that really enjoy being with each other and enjoy doing the activities. I do a lot of educational stuff during the summer time with the staff that I have. My staff is a very petite staff, over like a very tight-knit staff over the summer. And so I take a lot of intention around them, around how much they need to learn and what they want to get out of the summer with me. And so a lot goes into making summer a valuable, a highly valuable experience for all of us. Even down to, for the people who, the site we're at, make a point to make sure that we're valuable to them as well. So that being said, this is a choice that you have. Just like I tell my students, sometimes there's a choice, sometimes I can't give you a choice, but this is a choice that you have. And so we want you to have the information necessary to make that decision. You don't have to just send your child anywhere. I know that the world is telling you that, and I'm going to be really just me for a second. Well, I kind of be all the time, but I'm really going to go in here for a second. You do not have to put your kid just anywhere. Additionally, programs, when they tell you who they are, like when I tell you this is what Summer Science Club is and this is what we're not, like one of the things that people ask is, do we provide lunch? We do not provide lunch. Programs are actually not mandated to provide that. We have our certain other things that we absolutely provide, like legit. Lunch is basically the only thing we don't provide. We do everything else is included in our community reduced fee. And so just know that not only do you have a choice, we then on the program side should be very clear. I've been doing this now this will be my 20th summer in a row, 20th consecutive summer. And so I'm super clear on what we can provide, how we provide it, how we interact with families. I have things down as far as how I write my schedule and all that type of stuff. Also, when you're approaching me, one of the tips that I can give you, ask me what types of activities the children are doing. Don't ask me about the curriculum goals, right? I did get a family that asked that question. For our particular setup, curriculum goals is not what we're looking at for summer program. Traveling science teacher, that's a whole nother thing. I have multiple goals for that. Summer program, the objective is positive exposure. We make science fun. That's the point of summer program. Now, do I have our other values that are also happening at the same time? And do I have a lot of planning that goes into camp? Yes. Okay. So thought I would share that with you. It just seems I felt like I needed to say that. I hope that that's helpful to you. But again, you do not have to send your child just anywhere. There are certain populations of people that are just told untruths around choice. Okay? At the same time, program directors have choice, and we have stipulations and certain things that we give you. Okay? I'm going to stop there. with that, because I want to make sure we have time to do this activity. Finally, shout out to the Harlem Rise Collective and Coach T. I repeat, shout out to the Harlem Rise Collective and Coach T for inviting me to provide our science fun table at Hoppin' in Harlem on Saturday, April 19th. That's one of the events that's already happened, y'all. So once that first event gets checked off, we're all gonna like blink and it's gonna be Kids Fest will be over with already. But again, particular shout out to them. Thank you so much for inviting me, for really just a lot of positive, just affirmation while I was there. Very supportive. There were moments where I was like, I need some water, and water was provided. And we had a great time. They passed out books. The kids were there. There were almost every child I met every child I saw there, except for 2 kids, were new children to Science Club, new families. So I really thank you all for that. Because for those of you who are just now meeting, hi, I'm Miss Steph, Stephanie E. Farmer, founder and executive director of Triple F Empowerment Inc. One of the things that I want to share with you all is that I intentionally put forth in our strategic plan for 2025 that we would do even more community events. And so I always want to celebrate organizations that allow us to meet that particular goal. And Harlem Rise Collective and Coach T allowed us to do that on this weekend. And so that was great. Like I said, only 2 of the children that I recognize. So that was fantastic to meet new kids, to invite new families to our community. And if any of you are watching now, thank you so much for watching. Actually, several people subscribed to the YouTube channel. I mean, it was a very productive, blessed, effective, lovely day. Shout out to my 2 volunteers that showed up, Manny and Ann. They were fantastic and helped us hold things down. And shout out to my buddy who walked by. Actually, several people. We had one of our supporters happened to be in the neighborhood and stopped, and I actually got to meet that person in person, and so that was lovely. Thank you. Also, I got to see one of our former traveling science teacher clients. Her center has shifted as far as its functionality at this point in time. And so I got to see her because I haven't seen her in a while. Again, it was a lovely event. And again, shout out to Harlem Rise Collective and Coach T. Really appreciate y'all. And of course, I will be tagging y'all later when I put this post back up in a bit. Super great. So let's go ahead and get into, before we get too late, because I have several things to do on my schedule. Because like I told y'all, you know I'm intentional. You see how long this list is? It's a lot to do. But several things are actually already done, and this is one of the things on the list too. So let's go ahead and kind of tilt y'all down a little bit. We'll move you back and tilt you down so you can see the pink. Once you can see the pink, that lets me know that you're going to be able to see what I can do. There. All right. So, yes, let's get into the activity part. One of the things that I told y'all before, last Monday, I said, make the slime in advance and let it sit. That's not what you're going to do. So your first modification is that you're actually making this live with your students. Okay. Again, this is a modification or modifications to be able to make slime that is a thicker slime. You see how much thicker this stuff is? The stuff I was making on that I made last week and then passed out at the Hoppin' in Harlem event was significantly stretchier and stickier. This stuff is intentionally not as stretchy and not as sticky. You see, this is like not sticking to my hands at all. For a younger group of children, you want it to be something where they really need a lot of muscle, because slime and putty and stress balls, all those types of things help develop the musculature in their hands to support pre-writing. Those muscles play a role when they eventually need to write their name and write all their other words that they will use to communicate, right? So this is the product we're going for. You see how that's like really thick. First modification is that you're going to make it live, meaning it's not going to sit. It will not get time to rest. The longer it rests, the more likely that it will be stretchy. It's not what you're trying to go for. You want something that they will play with and that they need to exert a significant amount of energy to do so. All right. Next modification. You know, reduce, reuse, recycle. Again, tomorrow's Earth Day. Okay. Reduce, reuse, recycle. This bottle, last week I told y'all to do a 1-to-1. And I specifically said in the 1-to-1 as far as water to glue ratio. And I specifically said in that video that if you wanted it to be thicker and less stretchy, you're going to add less water. So I put this much water. Hi, Coach T. I just shouted you out concerning the great event that we did this weekend. Right now, I'm actually on now. So thank you for that and inviting me. Now I'm talking about a modification for folks at home and for fellow educators to be able to make slime that's not as sticky as the stuff that we gave out on Saturday. So first modification is going to make it live. And not let it sit. The next modification is that you're going to use a significantly lower amount of water. Okay. Remember last week we did a 1-to-1. We did 1 of my big cups of glue wall and then added 1 big cup of water. Absolutely not. You want this to be like you see, this is about 1/4. That's how much water I put in. And then the rest of this is glue wall. Okay. So that's closer to a 1-to-3, 1-to-4 ratio. All right. The other thing you're going to do, you saw how much I made in last week's video. If you didn't see it, go back. But you're going to make a significantly smaller amount. This amount is enough. I'm so serious. Y'all are going to think, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Just bear with me. This is enough glue water mixture to make enough slime for like 8 children, 8 people. Okay, I just did this. I did a little bit more, and this is 100 milliliters of the glue water mixture. Okay, for 8 children and teachers to play with. So that's your other modification. So make it live. Don't let it rest, because it's tight when you do that. Okay, so make it live. Don't let it rest. Use a higher glue to water ratio. More glue than water. Okay. Also, you're going to make what will seem like too small of a portion and then give everybody a little piece, because their hands are little. They don't need a lot of slime. Okay. They just need enough to kind of squeeze and have fun with it. They were perfectly fine. You see how much they were perfectly fine with that little bit. Okay. Other things. I am not going to add glycerin. Remember, glycerin is one of the things that makes it stretchy. In addition to adding water, glycerin makes it stretchy. Also, the baby oil, absolutely include the baby oil, because baby oil is not only going to make it kind of slide off the hands a little bit more. And again, we're trying to go for a stress ball, bouncy ball, rippy slime. This is our objective when we're working with smaller children. You still want them to have the experience, but we do need to adjust it and modify it for them. These are the things that I come with. So for those of you wondering, do I want to start to consider having Ms. Steph come to do either a science fun table, to do a science fun day workshop at my program, or to have her come to talk with my staff sometime in June or next school year. These are the modifications that I'm able to make with the science background in addition to my teaching expertise. Okay, so another way, this is shaving cream. This is another thing that will kind of tighten up your slime. Also, if you're playing with slime and you need to be able to make it tighter and less stretchy, adding shaving cream will help with that. Okay? Less stretchy, less sticky. Shaving cream will do that. Now we are going to add some lotion because we still want this to be a soft experience for our young children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The lotion does have some glycerin in it. That's just one of the components that's in lotion. And we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then keep stirring it after that. So those moments of counting, again, that's another modification. If your students, say, are older and they're able to count to, say, 20, go ahead and count with them to 20. Next modification, your borax. Okay. Your borax activator. This is a stronger yes, it's the same bottle because I told you I'll just reuse the bottle. It has more borax dissolved in it. Remember I told you you can do like a tablespoon for this whole big bottle. So now you would do 2 tablespoons for the whole bottle. You want the solution to be stronger. I'm going to put half of this in. Start to stir it. You want the children to be able to experience and see this. You see how quickly, you see how rippy this slime is. And when I'm saying rippy, it doesn't look as stretchy, but you can see the polymerization form. Okay. I'll do a little bit more of my activator. And same expectation around pulling away from the bowl as far as it being complete. Okay? So you want it to look a lot like kind of a bowl. You don't want it to look like my ooey gooey, like nice smooth slime. You see how this is taking longer to come off of the spoon? That's what you want it to look like. That, so that it will be, again, remember, we want it less sticky. We don't want it to be too sticky. Too sticky. And it's not going to be fun for your little children to play with because it'll just be like glue on their hands. And they won't be, because it's hard for them to get the concept of squeezing really tightly. And also, not only is it a hard concept, it's just simply they don't have the practice with their hands, and the muscles aren't developed enough to do so. All right. Other things when you're making this, y'all, I use this air dry clay for so many things. Okay. See the air dry clay. Okay. And I'm going to take half because I told y'all I was going to see how this is like really like, again, rippy. That is the texture we want. That is a good slime texture for young age group. Also, other modifications. You do this part yourself. Okay? It's going to mix pretty quickly. All right? And they can count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Done. You see how this is pretty much done? And the clay I use is highly pigmented. And this, I can tell y'all, I hope y'all can see how hard it is for me to squeeze. So the likelihood that this is going to stick to my, see? Now, if it sits there, yes, it will stick to the clothes. But you see, it's less likely to stick to the clothes. The slime I made last week, would I have done that? Absolutely not. Because that would have stuck to my clothes immediately. Which makes it good slime for elementary school children because they like, they like it to be that sticky. But yeah, you see this? And this is very enjoyable to play with for the younger children. The older children are going to be like, it's rippy, and they won't like it as much. But the younger children are going to like this. Younger meaning ages 2, 3, and even early 4s who've not had any experiences with slime. All right? Those are your modifications. Let's see if I can remember everything. First modification, make it there. Don't let it sit and rest. This one has had time. I made this earlier today. This has had time to rest, but you see how it was still pretty thick. Okay. So one, make it in front of the kids very quickly. Okay. The faster you make it and less time it has to relax, the stiffer it will be. And we want a stiffer slime. Okay. We still want them to see the polymerization reaction, but we don't want it to be like stretchy. Okay. So yes. So make it live. Use higher glue to water ratio. You see how opaque this was, and you see how it was still quite not as it's still a bit more viscous because I like to use glue all. For those of you wondering what kind of glue I use, I do not use school glue. I do not. I have used it before, and it does make a nice slime, and you don't have to put as much water in it, but it's hard to go backwards to make your slime thicker. For like, I have more control over how gluey it is if I do glue all and then thin it out. To try to make that thicker is like, we all know that that's not how stuff works. Okay, trying to take water out of something versus add it is real. Also, I suspect that school glue has got a little glycerin in it. That's just my theory. It's got something in it, some type of conditioner substance in it to make it what it is. Okay, so yeah, so make it live. Use more glue to water. Use like a 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 ratio as far as water to glue. Okay, then you're going to make a stronger borax solution. Okay, add more borax to water. You don't have to use more. You notice I didn't use very much. You don't have to use more water. You just add more powder to it. Make your solution stronger. Okay? Think more like how with down south you're making sweet tea. Right? So the amount of, they're putting a lot of sugar into that tea to make it the sweet tea. They're not adding more water. You're putting more sugar, right? So same concept. You're adding more borax to your amount of water. Okay? Do not use glycerin. That's the other modification. No glycerin. Okay? You can put some oil in, some lotion in it, and the oil. Also, shaving cream will tighten it up too. But you notice I didn't put too much shaving cream in it. Other modification is that I do let the children, that is the one thing, I let the children feel the shaving cream. So that also gives them something to do while I'm mixing, because all of this mixing I am doing because they're little, the 2-year-olds. Okay. All right. And also it lets me know if people are going to put things in their mouth. So if I give them, and that, we kind of did that with them today. It was like, okay, don't put this in your mouth. But then if they still, no matter what, do it, then you can, who you kind of need to keep an eye on, because you do not want young children eating slime. Not safe. Okay. So yeah, let's very quickly see. So the hay clay, if you want to see the hay clay review, it is on my channel, my YouTube channel. And yeah. But hi. Thank you for watching Live with Miss Steph. I am finishing up with a modified, I just made some modified slime for younger children. Actually, not only just for younger children, but say for adults who don't like things to be real sticky. That's a great use for this. And if an adult is looking for a more stress ball thing, this thicker slime, if you want to go back and watch the replay, this thicker slime is a good option for you. Okay? Or if you know, even if you have an elementary school child who doesn't like sticky things, you can do that with them. So the hay clay, remember the hay clay is a very soft air dry clay product that I tried out and wanted to kind of, I did a review / first impressions on my YouTube channel last week. But I want to see very quickly, I'm going to test this out for you. Y'all know I like to do, testing certain things out for you. So this is the hay clay product. Here's the box for those of you who want to know more and maybe don't follow me so much on YouTube. They have different sets, and it's more of a, and the youngest age for this is age 6. And you'll see over on YouTube why I say that that's accurate. I wouldn't use it with children younger than that. All right, but let's find out whether or not this hay clay can rock and does the same air dry clay effect as I get with my regular air dry clay that I buy. This is what I normally get. All right. So again, remember this slime is a thicker slime than I normally make because we want this to be particularly more intense and harder for the children to manipulate so that it's less likely to get all over their clothes. We don't want it too stretchy for young children. And young children meaning ages 2, 3, and 4. All right, so this is giving me around the same response. It's mixing in, okay? And it's changing the slime into the color. It is difficult for me to squish, okay? And it's just past enjoyable. So I don't know that in addition, as I shared in the hay clay first impression / review video, it's a more expensive product. And so though I kind of, like I said, just wanted to try it and let y'all see and find out for myself if hay clay could be mixed inside of the slime, because again, in the hay clay video, one of the things that I talk about is just trying to figure out how I would use it with my group of students and all that type of stuff in my setting, right? In my various settings, right? And the hay clay, like I said, is significantly more expensive, and you're supposed to get a set so that you can make different things with it. Actually, I actually think that I really think she would like that your young scientist, this would be a good thing for her, for a one-on-one thing. Because in my video, I kind of shared that I didn't necessarily think it was a good fit for like groups of kids, but for one-on-one or to do with a buddy, it's good. And I still stand by that comment. So yeah, see how this mixed in. It's still giving me my thick kind of substance that can be stretched, but it is not as stretchy and also not, right, see, as sticky on clothing. So that's why I make it that way for the younger children. Okay, that's pretty much it. I would not recommend buying hay clay to do this, whereas I actually buy this product to mix it in all of my various slimes. But it does mix in. You see how that is a homogeneous. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's pretty clear, y'all. Sorry for the interruption. That's also letting me know that I need to finish up because, like I told y'all, I had different things I need to get done. But I think we had a good time today. We got a lot done. I shared with you all just a lot of my thoughts on, well, not only my thoughts on certain things. Check out the replay if you would like full information on the calendar as far as Saturday program and all that different types of stuff. I did give some commentary on what summer camp is for us and some of the differences that camp is coming to Summer Science Club. And then I did our slime modification. The different modifications I gave you were to make the slime thicker and a tighter, rippier substance. That makes it better for children ages 2 through early 4s. All right? Thank you for watching live with Ms. Steph. I look forward to seeing y'all the next time, either online or in person. The next event that we've got coming up is going to be on May 3rd, which is Saturday Science Club. Again, thanks for watching and have an absolutely wonderful day.